Hi, I'm Eric Lane, Director for Boulder County Parks and Open Space, and I'm excited to give you an update on some of our 2018 accomplishments. This past year, we completed 14 acquisitions, including the 8 high-priority properties noted in red on this map. The open space values we protected through acquisition include habitat connectivity for the endangered Preble's meadow jumping mouse, improved conservation easements for agricultural land along the 287 scenic corridor, and protection of this historic 1890 farmhouse. Today, I'm pleased to be giving this annual summary from one of 3 newly acquired properties near the Ron Stewart Preserve at Rabbit Mountain. Aside from acquisition of important land, Parks and Open Space's other primary goal is to provide outstanding stewardship to the lands we've conserved. Some highlights from 2018 include a host of improvements to trails and trailheads, like completion of a 3/4 mile reroute on the Walker Ranch Loop Trail to improve trail sustainability. Improvements at the Left-Hand Valley Grange Trailhead in Niwot, including trailhead reconstruction, reroute of the Lobo Trail, and new irrigation and landscaping. And also repairs related to abutment scour at 2 100-year-old historic bridges located at Castle Rock in Boulder Canyon near Nederland. At the Boulder County Fairgrounds in Longmont, we've installed new pavers at the farmers market, made electrical upgrades at the exhibit building, and replaced the roof of the indoor arena. And speaking of the fairgrounds, 2019 will be the 150th anniversary year of the Boulder County Fair. In eastern Boulder County, we installed 3 center pivot sprinklers on our farm ground to bring much more efficient irrigation to 167 acres. In partnership with CSU Extension, we recently held our 3rd Soil Revolution Conference, which was attended by more than 200 participants who came to learn about why and how to implement soil health practices, resources that are available to help, and how soil health improvement is a solution to climate change. With regard to flood recovery, 2018 proved to be a year of substantial accomplishment. We completed 3 major flood restoration projects. The South St. Vrain Creek project, where we realigned and restored 1.2 miles using a natural channel design. Beelan's Hawk, a project along Left-Hand Creek which protects the Lobo Trail, neighboring railroad, and downstream bridges in Longmont neighborhoods. And Phase 1 of the St. Vrain Creek Reach 3 project, which completed breach repairs and reinforced stream banks to protect infrastructure, realigned 1.5 miles of the main channel to enhance resiliency of the stream corridor to future flood events, and restored 32 acres of native vegetation to benefit wildlife. This year, weather conditions allowed us to conduct a 45-acre grassland prescribed burn at Rabbit Mountain, as well as burn 200 slash piles at Walker Ranch due to early snows. Our award-winning Youth Corps program received the 2018 Governor's Summer Job Hunt Award for employing so many young people. This year, Youth Corps employed 160 teenagers on 19 different teams. Lastly, I'd like to recognize our many dedicated volunteers. In 2018, our work benefited from the participation of almost 2,700 volunteers who contributed more than 29,000 hours. In fact, this year we celebrated the 10th anniversary of the Partnership Program. This program involves local businesses and organizations in the long-term stewardship of our open space properties through annual volunteer projects. Today, we have over 50 partner groups, and over the last 10 years, these partners have contributed 40,000 volunteer hours, a value of almost $1 million. Thank you to our dedicated volunteers and staff who continue to steward the more than 105,000 acres conserved by your Boulder County Parks and Open Space Department.
Hi, Cindy Braddock, Boulder County Assessor. Thanks for joining me here on the 2nd floor of the County Courthouse. As you can see, we're under construction. We're getting some much needed updates to get sustainable lighting, more efficient wiring, and some security updates. We've been temporarily housed at the Iris campus at Broadway and Iris, where we felt welcomed. We've had lots of room and parking. What a luxury to have parking. We hope to be back down here in mid-January of 2019, and I, for one, am looking forward to being able to get a cup of coffee without riding a bus to a coffee shop. The Assessor's Office works like all the other county offices and departments to support our residents in creating the community that they want to live in. We're on the revenue side, so we work closely with residents to set property values that will be used to generate revenue to support our school districts, our fire districts, our cities, the county, and many other taxing entities. In our work, we focus on the past, the present, and the future. We look into the past as we make corrections and add omissions to prior tax rolls. We're in the present as we work with property owners to set values that will be on their tax bills next year. And we work in the future as we're working and analyzing the data to set property values for 2019. We're audited every year, and this year we passed that audit with flying colors. We also just finished our certification of values, and in January 10th to be precise, we'll be handing the tax roll to Paul Weissman, the treasurer, and in that tax roll we'll be establishing the value of the county at slightly over $70 billion. Only $8 billion of that, though, is used to calculate tax bills from. In 2019, we're looking forward to a very busy year. It's a reappraisal year, the first year of a 2-year cycle in setting values. And we send out property notices to all taxable properties, which are over 120,000 of them. We are seeing a market that's beginning to soften just a little bit, but not enough to say that we're flat. So we still have increases in value, but not as high as we have seen in other years. So this makes for a very busy time for the assessor's office.
Hi there, I'm Paul Weissman. I'm the Boulder County Treasurer. The theme of our office continues to be working well with others. It really started last year when we were doing the prepay palooza and everybody sort of jumped in, and continued throughout. One of the things I'm most proud of is the work that Cindy Braddock, the assessor, and I do together. Reaching out to seniors, letting them know that programs are available to help them with their property taxes and other things. And that's what we try to do. We try to play well with others. We try to use the folks that are here within the county. Use is probably not the right word, but work with the folks here in the county, whether it's in security, on the front desk, the assessor's office, IT, to work together to really do the best for Boulder County and the best in public service. The other thing I'm most proud of, and we continue to do, is invest locally. We're up now to $43 million of the county assets that are invested locally, whether it's a Boulder Valley School District bond or CU bonds, or whether it's CDs in our local banks. That helps multifold over, and that continues to be an increase every year from the year before, the amount of money that we have invested here locally. Next year we're looking to do the same thing. We're looking to increase our presence in Boulder County. We're looking to reach out to more and more folks to know what it is that we do and how it affects them, to continue to reach out to businesses and mobile homes and property owners and others to really help them know that we collect their taxes for a reason, and that those taxes are being used for good things.
Hi, I'm Emma Hall. I'm the Boulder County Coroner, and I'm here to talk about our accomplishments for 2018. It was a really busy year. One of the biggest things that we focused on internally was really professional development. Throughout the office in 2017, we got really great results on our employment survey, and so we wanted to further that work and really continue to keep our team happy and to keep them developing as well. So that was really one of our biggest accomplishments in 2018, and which took up a lot of time. We also worked with getting our deputy coroners certified, so everybody that's been with us over a year has been certified, and it's really a great standard to set for the office and really just for the state as well. So it was really nice to be able to do that. We really worked on our reserve program, and we've got it to a point where it's really running consistently and pretty stable throughout the year, and so that's where we are able to give our full-time staff a little bit more support. So one of the most exciting projects for my office was exhuming a couple of our John Does. We had 2 John Does from 1993. One had been buried in Green Mountain Cemetery and one in Burlington Cemetery in Longmont. And we were able to go in and exhume them this year. One of the things that we did was we had clay sculptures done by a forensic artist, and so we've got some I guess, identifying features that are a little more understandable for someone looking at them. Another one of the big things that we started this year was a historical committee, and so that's been really fun. We do have a couple volunteers. They go through our old case files starting back in the 1950s, and then they're kind of working their way forward, and it'll tie into our other internal legacy project because we're starting we started basically with our 2017 cases and started working backwards, where these gals are in the 1950s working forwards. And so someday we're going to meet in the middle and have all of our case information digitized and readily accessible. But in the meantime, the historical committee is kind of helping us work with those documents that, once we have the case significant information documented, is what do we do with these documents and artifacts that we're finding that may have the historical significance, and what can we do with that? So that was been a really fun project that we've got started this year. So looking forward to 2019, again, it'll be a big year, which, I always set big goals for myself and my team. So continuing the process of the accreditation, I think this will be really our main kickoff year. It usually takes about 2 years to go through an entire process, and we're hoping to get that done sooner than 2 years, but you never know. We're going to do our best. And then also we're going to be working on the mass fatality plan for Boulder County. We've done quite a bit of work this year as well, but continuing that into 2019, and we've really gotten more Boulder County partners involved, so it'll be a much bigger plan than just our office. I'm really looking forward to 2018. It will be my third year or my third term in office, so I've still got a lot to accomplish in the next 4 years.
Hi, it's Joe Pelley, County Sheriff, and we are celebrating a really great 2018. It's been a good year for us. We haven't had any major issues like big fires or floods. We haven't had any huge criminal cases as we did a couple years ago with a triple homicide. Things have been running pretty smoothly, so that's been wonderful. This past election was really good to us. The people in our county passed Issue 1A, which is going to provide some long-term solutions for the jail crowding issues, and a new large 46,000 square foot alternative sentence facility up on the jail campus. And we will get people out of really rundown, outdated facilities in Boulder and Longmont. It will also fund administrative space at the jail. Employees are going to get a locker room. They're going to get a place to have lunch. We're going to have meeting space, a lot more office space. We badly need office space. Our medical unit, our mental health unit, all those units are in need of space to work out of. And they've grown a lot since the jail was built. In fact, it wasn't even anticipated when the jail was built that we would have mental health staff on site. But of course they're needed, and that's grown, that need's grown. And then we're gonna remodel the interior of the old jail. We're gonna build a bigger courthouse in there because we don't have room now for the number of people that make first appearance. We don't even have room for the number of family members and community members that want to come watch. And we are also going to build a new intake center. Currently, the booking room serves as both intake, and it's where everybody exiting the jail leaves from. And it's also where all the inmates that are being transported to court, at the Justice Center, or to other facilities, it's where they're staged. So it's a zoo in there. We're going to build, we're going to separate them. So we're going to have a new intake center, with new booking facilities and a lot more holding cells. And the old booking room is going to become our transports office and staging area for transports and releases. It's all going to take probably 5 to 7 years. The county commissioners have hired an architect, and so the planning process will begin. The money will start flowing in January 2020. And the good news about that is it provides a funding source that won't impact the general fund. We were getting to the point where we have to do something, and if we had to do it out of the general fund, it would disrupt the entire county's budget. So we're really grateful for that, and I'm grateful to have been reelected for another 4-year term. A special thanks to the county commissioners, one, for supporting 1A, and 2, for helping us with jail solutions around staffing relief, which has been wonderful the last year in reducing overtime usage and the stress on the staff out at the jail. And finally, our employees just got very generous pay raises, and they're pretty excited about that. And so, again, thanks to the commissioners for helping with that.
Hi, I'm Jana Peterson, Administrative Services Director for the county, and I'm going to be talking to you about the Administrative Services Department. We've had several areas of emphasis in the last year. The most important one that we've been working on is to increase the transparency and consistency of financial information. It's a project that we call BC SWIFT, which stands for System-Wide Integrated Financial Tracking. BC SWIFT is really aimed at fundamentally changing how we demonstrate the value of county government to our community. It's a replacement of our aging financial system, but more than that, it's also changing the county's general ledger, connecting that financial information to programmatic data so we can demonstrate the value of county services to the community. In administrative services, we also run the Board of Equalization process. That's the process by which property owners can appeal the property values set on their properties by the assessor's office. And it's important for us to have a transparent and effective process. As property values in Boulder County are going up, we have more and more taxpayers who are wanting to appeal those valuations. And it's our job to make sure that they can run through that process as efficiently and effectively and in a customer-friendly way as possible. Around our buildings and technology, we've been leading the way to changing our physical spaces and how we work. And really, that's both for the public and for our employees. Our biggest building project this year is over at the Justice Center. We are tearing down the middle of the building, which used to be the old county jail, and creating new and improved office space for the district attorney. On the technology side, our biggest effort has been to enable all county employees to have access to some new Microsoft Office software. And really the biggest piece of that is adding Skype for Business so that employees can have more options for telework and telemeetings and all the things that we do in the modern office space to make ourselves more productive. We completed phase 2 of equipment retrofits at the Boulder County Recycling Center. This is allowing us to accept more types of materials. In addition, we're looking forward to increased waste diversion in the future. Thanks to the voters who passed the sustainability tax in 2017, we're talking about some options for enhancing our zero waste infrastructure so that we could be able to process recycled materials from construction and demolition waste sites, and also options for compost processing. I'm really looking forward to another positive year in 2019. We're going to continue to work on a lot of the projects that I've mentioned already. We also will be working with the Sheriff's Office and the Community Services Division on expansion of the alternate sentencing facility idea and that concept that was approved by taxpayers in the November ballot issue, and looking at jail modernization and how we can really improve our 35-year-old jail facility. And I just want to say thank you to all of the staff across the county. Without your hard work and dedication, that magic wouldn't happen. And it's really important to appreciate everything that you do every day. So thank you.
I have the honor of serving as the District Attorney for the 20th Judicial District, which includes Boulder County. And as District Attorney, I oversee an office of 90 outstanding women and men who are committed to fighting on behalf of Boulder County to make sure that we have a safe community and also an improved criminal justice system. So our goal every day is to do justice and do the right thing in our cases. Our cases range from criminal trespass and theft all the way up to sex assault and homicide. But we also have a robust restorative justice and diversion program to help people get back on the right track. Because although we see more than our fair share of horrific cases, including murder cases, the vast majority of people who come into the criminal justice system need help getting to a better place. So we put a lot of resources with help from the county into doing exactly that. It's been a particularly challenging year for the office, because here in Boulder, but also throughout the entire state of Colorado, there's been a fairly drastic increase in crime. So we've had a 24% increase in felony filings over the last 5 years. We have 1,000 more felonies this year than we did in 2013, 300 of which are violent felonies. So when you think about the impact on the victims, their families, and the community members, when we have 300 more violent felonies being committed in Boulder, we put a lot of effort and resources into making sure the right thing happens with those cases. We've also seen an increase in misdemeanor cases, juvenile cases, restorative justice, and finally traffic cases as well. We're also really committed to focusing on priority cases. So for me, as district attorney, some of the priority cases include violent cases, such as domestic violence, sex assault, and homicides. Also crimes against our most vulnerable, so crimes against children, crimes against our elderly population, and individuals with disabilities. So we focus on those cases, but we have some exciting new initiatives that are underway since the spring, and I'd love to tell you about those. So in 2019, we'll continue to work on our hate crimes initiative. We started this in March of this year in response to a nationwide increase in hate crimes. So we're offering enhanced training for law enforcement and for prosecutors, outreach to affected groups, and we're raising awareness through the community. We also have a mental health diversion program. We'll be the first in the state as a pilot site, funded by the state of Colorado, and also 2 federal grants that we've secured. Low-level offenders should not spend time in jail when they're suffering from mental health illness. We've also started a conviction integrity unit. It's the first in the state, run out of a DA's office, to have an effective, transparent, and thorough process to make sure that anyone who claims they were actually innocent and wrongfully convicted will have their case reviewed, and we're doing it in cooperation with the defense bar. So it's a unique and important effort, and it's underway, and it's going to continue in 2019. So this and some other programs that we've started are part of what we're so excited about for 2019. But I just want to stress that I have the tremendous honor and privilege of working with outstanding people in this office, and that predates me becoming district attorney. I don't deserve credit for it or for the work they do, but they are incredible, and they do it every day on behalf of the people of Boulder County.
This year has been an incredibly productive year for the Transportation Department. But before I dive into all the projects which most people are thinking of when they think of us, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes work that really needs to be acknowledged. Our floodplain team has done an incredible job this year with mapping over 200 miles of creek after the flood. It's been a huge task with lots of public meetings for people to look at draft maps. Our GIS group has been doing a great job also, not only helping with the map updates, but updating all our data. We have our entire right-of-way in GIS now, which we've never had before, which has been a huge help and large progress. Our administrative group has been doing a phenomenal job with hundreds of contracts, thousands of invoices, plus working on the SWIFT project and keeping everything functioning. We really couldn't do it without them. Our multimodal group has led the charge regionally to develop a regional pass program that keeps the EcoPass going. And then we've been working with the State Highway 7 partners and State Highway 119 Diagonal to make advancements on bus rapid transit in those critical commute corridors. We've been successful in getting over $8 million from the Denver Regional Council of Governments for the Diagonal and $4 million to work on design for the State Highway 7 corridor. The permanent flood recovery is wrapping up. We've completed James Canyon Drive and James Creek. The bridge over the South St. Vrain Creek west of Lyons that washed away in 2013 is complete and beautiful. The bridge on Logan Mill is complete, which is really a beautiful improvement for that whole part of the canyon. The upper 4 Mile Canyon Drive between Salina and Sunset and 4 Mile Creek is wrapping up and will be much more resilient and sustainable for the next flood. Our non-flood project, new intersections on 95th Street at Valmont and Isabel Road and resurfacing of a large section of 95th is complete. And repaving and widening of Brainerd Lake Road up to Brainerd Lake Recreation Area has been a huge success and a beautiful job there. Then our road maintenance group has been doing another great year's worth of work. Installed over 700 feet of culvert, graded over 1,000 miles of gravel road, applied 3,000 tons of asphalt. 72 tons of that has been deposited by hand. We've repaired over 700 signs, swept over 7,800 miles of road, applied 300,000 gallons of dust control for the summer gravel roads, and driven over 64,000 miles in terms of to plow snow. Our fleet mechanics have been doing another great job keeping us rolling, even though our fleet is getting older. So they're there when we need them. You don't hear much about them, but they're there keeping us operating. So I just want to finally acknowledge all the work that this group has been doing over the years. It's been a tremendous honor working with these folks and being part of this whole effort. So thanks for everything.
So it's hard to believe that 12 years ago I was being sworn in as your brand new clerk and recorder. It's been an incredible 12 years and I have enjoyed this job tremendously and working with all of you. I wish Molly, our new clerk, the very best, and I know with your support, both here at the county level and at the clerk and recorder's office, she can't help but be successful with the amazing team that she's joining. Looking back on our last year was another busy year. It seems to be a trend. I'm sure most of you feel that in your departments. I'll start with Motor V. Motor V, we had a major transition. We updated our 30-year-old system, and those of you who have upgraded and implemented a new statewide system know just the pain and joy that entails. They had to work very hard to learn the new system while at the same time continuing to serve the public on the old system, and that took many months of training and transitioning. We went live in August, and now we're in that next phase of understanding exactly what this new program does and how to continue to improve it. In recording, we continue to upgrade and digitize our records. We need to upgrade our indexes so people can look at our historic books online and see what they're looking for. That's been a long multi-year project and we are just about wrapping that up. Hopefully by the end of 2019 we'll be done with that project. And in elections, yet another busy year with 3 elections. We did a special election in Longmont, a primary election, and then our very busy midterm election in November. The primary election added a new wrinkle as we had unaffiliated voters allowed to vote for the first time without having to switch parties. While it sounds very simple on the surface, it took quite a bit of effort to educate them about the new process, and many of them would receive 2 ballots for both parties and then to ensure that they only returned 1. So our communication team did a great job and they were very successful in helping our community vote successfully in that election for a record turnout in a primary. Then in the November election, we once again had incredible participation from our community. We also had more and more of our county staff and other departments continue to support us, be that in the role of IT support at our voter service and polling centers and also serving as ambassadors to ensure that those voters voting at the end understood the process and were able to participate. So we thank you for that and really appreciate you helping us be successful in that way. I'd just like to say how grateful I am for our partnership over all these years, and I'm sure that Molly will benefit from all of your efforts as well. It's been a pleasure serving as your county clerk and recorder. It's been one of the most incredible jobs I've had the privilege to have, and I want to just thank you all, and I look forward to being one of the community and being the recipient of the incredible services that our county offers.
Hi, I'm Dale Case, Director of the Boulder County Land Use Department. 2018 was full of accomplishments in land use, which has planning, zoning, and building permit jurisdiction over the unincorporated areas of Boulder County. Oh, hail! In June, several major hailstorms swept through the county. The damage to vehicles and structures was extensive. Our Building Safety and Inspection Services team is greatly impacted by this event. Last year, we issued a little over 350 permits for new roofs. This year, we have an increase of over 370%. We have issued over 1,775 permits and are expecting to issue another 200 by the end of the year. This great work has been on top of the regular daily permitting activities. We expect to process more than 2,700 building permit applications, with building inspectors covering the 720 square miles of the county to make sure those permits are done in a safe manner and protecting the health and safety of our citizens. Oil and gas remains to be a big issue for the county. We continue to focus on ensuring Boulder County's planning and health values are protected as we address the issues surrounding potential oil and gas development in the county. Land use staff led a tremendous effort among numerous county departments in crafting the strongest oil and gas development regulations in the state. Planning administration staff and our communication specialists have continued to increase the ability for the public to participate in government by web streaming our hearings for Planning Commission and Board of Adjustment, revamping and updating the website to provide timely and accurate information, and increasing our outreach efforts in additional communication channels such as Nextdoor. As almost everything we do relies on records, data, and maps, there's a significant amount of technical work and expertise that goes into creating these maps and reports. We are extremely fortunate to have an amazing staff and great tools to conduct our business. Again, this past October, we celebrated National Community Planning Month with a free Planning Highlights bike tour. Boulder County and the City of Longmont planning staff collaborated to host guided bike tours of Northeast Boulder County and Longmont to showcase planning. 2018 was the 5th year of the Wildfire Partners program that helps Boulder County homeowners prepare for wildfires. This collaborative partnership continues to strengthen as more than 1,800 homeowners in the program are receiving invaluable technical assistance and financial support to help build more resilient mountain communities through wildfire mitigation. We've also completed several land use code update projects, completing an update to our regulations around solar installations and helping ensure the county is taking reasonable steps in measures that help combat climate change. The county also expects to complete updates to our land use regulations as they pertain to agricultural uses. Through outreach to the farming community, the county was able to identify several areas where the regulatory framework needed improvement and clarification. I can't thank enough land use staff and our colleagues across the county. We had a tremendous 2018, and I know that everyone is extremely hungry to keep accomplishing great things in 2019.
All of the preparation that we as a community did in 2017 and as a department has really paid off. We had an incredibly successful year, and we really focused on 4 primary things: the people that we serve, the places that we live in together, the prevention work we do throughout the community, and the partnerships that are essential for the work that we do every day at the federal, state, and local levels and in the community. And the work that we've done over the last year has really allowed us to build a deeper understanding of the way we can work with our community and work with the families that we serve in their lives and improving their lives. And I think really, honestly, it's best that you hear from them directly.
I was literally looking at being homeless.
I have been in foster care.
I first reached out to Housing and Human Services after a domestic violence situation and needed some help.
My son has type 1 diabetes, and sometimes it was, he would get sick.
I did not know what I was going to do.
I was living from place to place. I was living in shelters.
I was behind on child support.
I was nervous and anxious and scared.
I don't want to live this vicious cycle like my biological mom.
I was literally at the end of my rope.
One of my biggest goals is to get off assistance.
And to feel safe, to feel in control.
And to being able to have him back in my life more.
To continue my education and be an example for my children.
I'm sober now, over 150 days. Clean, so that's my biggest goal.
I want to graduate from school, and then I want to focus on buying a home.
And I think there is never a final goal from what I've learned in these 3 years.
There's a lot of money around here, and it helps with a lot of things, but man, oh man, we need things for real people.
I have worked my tail off to get to where I am.
I'm glad I have the round of people I can count on, because that takes a lot of weight off my shoulders.
Going through this program also has made me want to help other people, because a lot of people don't know about certain things that are out here and are struggling just as much as I am, but just don't know how to start it.
And I do need assistance, and I am still trying to work towards not needing it and moving forward. It's just a helping stepping stone to get to where I need to be.
I don't know how I would be able to help my son with his health if I didn't have that insurance.
Because I honestly don't know where I would be at right now if I didn't have food assistance, if I didn't have health insurance, if I didn't have FSS. I don't think I'd be able to do it.
And now we have a 2-bedroom apartment here, and it's pet friendly, and it's even air conditioned. What? How much better does it get?
I realized that once I started looking at even the little things that were good in my life, like my son's smile, or the fact that he was healthy, or the sun was shining, just my whole world started to turn around.
So first of all, thanks everybody in the department and in the community and the county for the incredible effort that you put forward in 2018 to make the year so successful, and mostly to care about the people that we're here to serve and to make their lives better every day. And in 2019, there are a few core things that we are really going to be focusing on. The first is really expanding the impact of the regional housing strategy. It is a critical component of Boulder County's future. We aim to triple the amount of affordable housing in the county by 2035. Number two, we are really moving into a phase of intense effort to invest in early childhood. We want to stop child abuse and neglect, maltreatment, and we want to promote early childhood development with a focus on child care, quality development, and really primary prevention in health and social services for all families as they're forming in Boulder County. That's going to be a top effort. And I think the third is that we've come to recognize that our interdisciplinary partnerships and the interoperability of our systems, the essential use of data and the resources that we have is what reduces family vulnerability and reduces the institutionalization of people, regardless of whether that's into the correctional system or the homeless system or the elder care systems. And so our focus is really going to be on those three things for 2019. And we look forward to a highly productive year and wish everybody a wonderful 2019.
At the Community Services Department, we really have worked hard to realize our mission, which is to work in partnership with communities to enhance the quality of life of the diverse populations that we serve here in Boulder County. Our programs include the Area Agency on Aging, Community Action Programs, Community Justice Services, Boulder County Head Start, our Strategic Initiatives Division, and Workforce Boulder County. We have a shared focus with Housing and Human Services and Public Health to really recognize the impact that the social determinants of health have on our community's well-being. Those are things like income, access to education, equity, health, food, that really impact people's lives. We approach systems transformation collectively as well. We use standard assessments to determine individual needs and then matching programs to really meet the needs of the person that we're serving. So in the Area Agency on Aging, we've created new partnerships in our healthcare system. So we're continuing our evidence-based wellness programs, diabetes prevention, falls prevention, and we recently received the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's full recognition for our diabetes prevention program. It means we can now enroll in Medicare to provide the diabetes prevention program while billing Medicare. For our community action programs, we continue to engage folks in the community to really understand the stress of what it means to live in poverty. We do this through the Circles campaign, where we match volunteers who are middle or upper income with people working their way out of poverty. And we hold poverty simulation presentations. One participant recently called the program 1 Hour of a Full-Time Reality. It was quite an eye-opener. At Community Justice Services, we've continued to implement jail-to-community evidence-based programming that really supports public safety and successful reentry. Across the criminal justice system, we've implemented a new cognitive behavioral intervention curriculum. That means wherever a person is in the system, they're receiving the same information to change behaviors to help prevent recidivism. In Head Start, we've continued to implement our expanded hours program due to a successful partnership with Housing and Human Services Child Care Assistance Program and Boulder Valley School District's Child Care Preschool Program. So that's provided additional funding to expand the days, add teachers, and really support our kids and families across the whole program. At Workforce Boulder County, we've expanded key service strategies to address current employment needs of our community. These have included additional work-based learning sites in East County, increasing the number of interns and on-the-job learners, growing our GED Learning Lab. Our attendance has doubled in the last year. And finally, our Homeless Solutions for Boulder County program. Our coordinated entry system has run successfully for 1 year. First-year outcomes have really exceeded our expectations. 383 homeless people exiting the shelter system, and that means 188 have gotten their own housing. We're really excited to enter 2019 with ensuring that the great work of 2018 continues and is sustainable. And we will continue to be looking for new resources to really support the most vulnerable in our community with these programs.
Here at Public Health, we focus on making sure that everyone has an opportunity for a healthy life. This year, we continue to help families grow, be healthy and strong. We're developing a system called Universal Home Visitation to help parents and their newborns who may be struggling with their mental health or development. This system will help them get the support they need early so they can grow up to be healthy and productive. We also launched the Double Up program at Whole Foods this year. Now, Boulder County families that receive federal food benefits can get double the amount of fruits and vegetables when they use their benefits at Whole Foods in Boulder. We're training other health departments to help businesses, child care centers, and doctors' offices better support women who are breastfeeding. Children who are breastfed are less likely to be overweight or suffer from diabetes or heart disease later in life. We've also been taking steps to get families the mental health supports that they need. In 2017, Boulder County residents told us how important mental health was for their overall health. In response, we launched the Community Mental Health Initiative in 2018. Through our Healthy Futures Coalition, we helped adolescents, teens, and their parents in 2018 as well. We funded programs and provided education to prevent suicide and bullying and substance abuse. We also help parents support their kids when they're struggling. And we continue to normalize mental health through our Let's Talk campaign. The campaign aims to reduce stigma, which often keeps people from getting help when they most need it. We also took actions to protect our natural resources in Boulder County. We focused on reaching out to women and minority-owned small businesses to help them save energy and water and reduce their waste. These actions help the environment and save businesses money, which helps our local economy. We monitored state and national environmental policy to keep our air and water safe and clean. And in 2019, of course, we'll continue this renewed work. We'll be working to change things that make it hard for people to be healthy. This means creating systems, policies, and programs that help make sure everyone, no matter where they come from, how much money they earn, the color of their skin, the language that they speak, have an equal chance for a healthy life in Boulder County.
So our office is involved in just about everything that happens around the county. So we like to provide advice early, try to guide the decisions that everybody makes to be as helpful as we can be. We like to try to sort out issues, and we like to set up our legal position so that we can defend everybody as best we can if there ever is an issue that has to be sorted out in the courts or otherwise. So we like it when we're invited to the meetings and get to spend time on projects even before you have a legal tangle. As you've heard from all of the department heads and elected officials, it has been an incredibly busy year in Boulder County. And in our office, like everybody else's, that's certainly the case. We have seen increases in just about every caseload that we're working on. People are paying high property taxes because the values have gone up so much, and so we had a record year for property tax appeals. And we've had over 500 hearings down at the state, and a number of lawsuits and arbitrations that have come out. We've also seen a huge increase in the number of contracts and contract amendments that we process, which is not always the most exciting work, but it's vital to making sure that everybody can do the work they do. We're almost at 4,000 for a year, and that's a substantial increase over last year. We also see more open records requests. It seems like it gets higher every year. We'll, I'm sure, hit 400 by the end of the year. Last year was just over 300, so that's a substantial increase, and we're very happy that we had the new Colorado Open Records software that allowed us to process those things more efficiently, because without it, I think we would have been in even more trouble. On the human services side, we're seeing significant increases as well, where we're carrying about 200 dependency and neglect cases, which is a lot higher than usual, and we've seen just in this past year an increase of about 45% in the number of appeals of those cases. We saw a 40% increase in mental health hearings. We went from about 50 to about 70 so far this year. I would say that the lawsuits that we get, the civil lawsuits that we get, are the best gauge of sort of how busy everybody is and how people are feeling about things in our community. And this year, right now, we have 29 civil cases that we're working on, which is far more than we've ever had. There's a couple reasons for that. More cases out of the jail, more cases that are contract related, but also we have 5 cases that are new this year that are related to oil and gas. So we have 3 that were suing local oil and gas operators, and we have a couple other issues as well that are working their way through the courts. What's a little bit different about these ones is that most of the times we're in lawsuits, we are the defendant. We are trying to defend a position or support staff for actions that they've taken. These are instances where we are suing these operators because we feel like they don't have the right to drill in the way that they say, or that they are affecting our environment in an adverse way. Different for us, but very exciting. We also expect that there will be a lot of activity related to oil and gas at the state level this coming year. Legislation, rulemakings, and we'll see what that involves, but we're hoping to continue to be busy on oil and gas the rest of the year and on into the future.
Hi, I'm Michelle Krizik, Commissioner's Deputy, and I'm here with my friend
Ramona Farino, the Budget Director.
And we're here to talk to you about some important things that are being done in the Commissioner's Office this year. First of all, the Commissioners are very excited about Colorado Communities for Climate Action. This is an organization that Boulder County started with the City of Boulder to work on climate change policy across the state. This year, we have 22 members from across the state who've joined us in this work. It's great. The other thing that the Commissioners worked really hard on this year is strategic priorities. And as you know, we now have strategic priorities which are going to help guide the work that Boulder County does in the next 5 years. And these priorities are not meant to replace the good work that gets done every single day, but to help give us some focus and guidance. And this is a best practice that's used around the country for organizations to help guide the work that they do. So our strategic priorities for the next 5 years include affordable living, climate action, equity and justice, land and water stewardship, and organizational and financial stewardship. Along with the strategic priorities, the Commissioners have also decided that there's some implementation principles that we should use in doing this work. These implementation principles include data-driven decision-making, focus on prevention, equity, both internally and externally to our organization, stake-in-the-ground leadership, and finally, using best practice tools to support our priorities. So these strategic priorities are going to help us with our budget decisions in the future. And you know, when you think of budget, you think of Ramona Farino.
You've heard over the course of this video presentation about all the great programs and initiatives that we work on here at Boulder County. Our job in the Budget Office is to take all those programs and put it together into a financial package for our board to adopt a budget. We're pleased to announce that for 2019, we again have another sustainable, transparent, and balanced budget. That balanced budget is at $432 million for 2019. In addition to funding ongoing operations and programs, the budget includes $6 million to fund improvements at our jail and also to start design work for a new alternative sentencing facility as approved by our voters in the November 2018 election. Also of note is that the budget contains a 6th full year of budgeting for our 2013 flood recovery. In 2019, that budget will be set at $27 million to continue that ongoing work. We're also working with our municipal partners as well as FEMA to secure $48 million in reimbursements hopefully in 2019. I'll close by saying it's been a great year and I'm looking forward to great collaboration in 2019.
And of course, today we're swearing in 6 elected officials in Boulder County, including 2 new elected officials, Commissioner Matt Jones and Clerk and Recorder Molly Fitzpatrick. Welcome to the team. And unfortunately, we are also saying goodbye to Commissioner Cindy Domenico, who's leaving Boulder County after almost 35 years of public service. We're going to miss you terribly, Cindy, and we'll try and soldier on without you in 2019.